to play around their own vision when they're smoking, to be able to plant their own vision. Like, it keeps coming back to the same story, but that's where the tier 2 teams get stuck at tier 2. They don't learn, or they don't properly execute smoke gangs and these 5-man moves.
And it'll just come down to experience at the end of the day. The more experience they rack up, the more of these tier 1 teams that they play against, the better they're going to become.
Yeah, this is a really great experience for them in this tournament. Of course, getting to play against some of the big boys, and especially LGD, you know, current champions of the world, really. I mean, they won the last major, so huge opportunity here for Aries to try their best, learn a lot, and possibly even pull off an upset, although it does seem pretty unlikely. But hey, who knows? Maybe LGD will pick something wild as we get into the draft for the first series of the day. And ASTER Aries is going to go ahead and ban out the Axe and the DK. Meanwhile, LGD, they get rid of the Nyx Assassin and the Shadow Demon.
This is pretty standard so far. The only unusual thing compared to what we've been seeing the past couple of days is the first ban on Axe. You are playing against PSG LGD. They are the Axe position in one team.
What about the Shadow Demon? Is it like worthy now? Has it been promoted to a first phase ban because of
because they want Pudge?
Oh, there it is. Yeah.
There it is.
Wait, but a Timber
him last time.
Where's the Timber? It's still in the pool.
Well, by removing Shadow Demon, they did remove like the big kill threat that was happening yesterday. Like Ami's Pudge kept getting killed by the Shadow Demon plus the Timber together. Maybe they're like, okay, we'll take out one guy and we'll just handle the Timber stuff.
Okay, now Aries is the question. Are they gonna pick the Timber here?
Surely. Yeah, there we go.
They're being so stubborn about this Timber saw. They really are, but let's see if LGD can pull this one in.
See, that's the thing. We get why they're all letting the Timber through, right? Because Pudge actually has a really good time laning into the Timber because of his magic and pure damage. It's just that from what we've seen, the mid and the late game is so hard for the Pudge though.
Yeah,
that's basically what happens, right? He's been winning the lane, getting a few kills on Timber with his hook, and then Timber just plays his game, comes in the mid game and just shreds him over and over every team fight. Maybe they've got a different game plan going into this one. Or maybe Ami was like, no, guys, the problem was the Shadow Demon. Trust me. Yeah. I can handle the Timber stuff. But it's probably coming from this player.
Leave Timber to me.
You know what else is really cool is they are trying different pairings with the Pudge as well. They're not just sticking to like one position fight. Like we saw Gyrocopter, then we saw Lich yesterday, and now we're going to see Grimstroke, Inkswell, Pudge. That's scary, especially with the Shard. He's going to be able to get some HP back. He's going to stun someone before he can dismember. There's so much potential
Dispel,
there.
of course. The hard Dispel is probably the most valuable thing on the Grim Shard. But this lane is actually horrifying. I've never seen it played on the safe lane, and I don't even know if it's going to be a Grim 5. But if you've ever experienced a Grim Pudge offlane, it's a scary lane. There's so much kill potential. Yeah, there's so much kill potential.
What do you get to play against? You get to play against Pudge offlane with Grim, then you get to play against Lina offlane. Some crazy metas going on where you're at.
So they banned Clock and Undying. The Undying ban is a bit strange to me, but I assume they just don't want Undying to follow Pudge on lane and make it more difficult for him. It's an interesting idea, but do you think the Undying would be that much of a concern?
It would actually
trying.
So the thing about Undying is that it actually blocks your hook. The little zombies. Yeah. I don't know why, because you can't actually hook them anyway, but it's like, it just blocks the hook. I feel like it shouldn't be able to do that, and Pudge would be a much better hero. Can you imagine the only things that block hooks are like neutral creeps, regular creeps, and heroes? Like those are the only things you can hook, and everything else you can like go past it.
And runes. Don't forget runes.
Okay, so the Phoenix coming out is something I like a lot, actually, because Phoenix is a very good hero against Timbersaw with his Sunray percentage-based damage, obviously. He's also a natural Vessel Buyer, which is something that you want to be looking for in your draft when you're playing against Timbersaw. He also does quite well against Cold Embrace.
You also have the healing factor for the Pudge too, because he's got such high HP. So in the team fights, you just like have this extra layer of team fight, and you just heal him up as he's in the front line taking damage.
especially paired up with Holy Locket. It's an absurd amount of healing, and the Shard. Phoenix can be played in like so many different ways now. You either see the Holy Locket build or you see the Spirit Vessel damage build. Both are really nice, and it gives them options in the game. The Lina comes out as an instant response to the Phoenix. So obviously there's not much to say about this pick. Like, Fiery Soul will kill the egg. That's pretty much why you look for picking this hero. Outside of that, Lina does an absurd amount of damage. She's flexible, and she does like to kill squishy supports like Grimstroke.
Doesn't like being hooked though.
She does not, but one thing to note about their picks right now in Aries, what I really like is the double lane shovers with the Lina and the Timbersaw. The thing about Pudge is he needs to get lanes out, and then he needs to make plays on the map, and so does every other hero on LGD. So if Lina and Timber are constantly pushing the lanes out into LGD, then their options to make plays on the map are very limited. Remaining. So these heroes that Aries have picked is setting up for like a really good carry potential. Like, any carry that they're going to get in this game is probably going to have a good time farming.
Yeah, they can be in the jungle at any point with Alina and a Timbersaw pushing out waves. They'd never have to worry about that. So PSG LGD have tried a different pairing with the Pudge this time. They picked Doom. So far we've seen a Pudge and a Puck, and we've seen a Pudge and a Sniper. Now we're seeing
let's not forget the Wyvern, right? There was a Wyvern offlane carry with double Falcon Blades.
That's true. So my thing about Doom is, like, when I think about Doom, when I think about a target getting doomed outside of the obvious like team fight that it adds, I consider Doom a single target hero. He just focuses on single target, and Pudge also is a single target hero. So I'd like to see some more AoE damage coming out with like the final pick on LGD's side. Because normally you see Doom paired up with something like a Luna, you know? They kind of just cover their bases when it comes to damage in team fights.
What are we expecting from ASTER Aries here, though? What do they need to round off their draft a bit better?
They want to pick a carry that can definitely lane up against the Doom easily, free farm, maybe even shut him down potentially. Because they don't have the best lane in the Doom Phoenix or even the Doom Grimstroke. We don't really know if the Phoenix or the Grim is 4 or 5.
I assume the Grim will go with the Pudge. That just sounds better. And there's the threat of double Doom coming out with Soulbind, obviously. So that is something that they definitely have to worry about. I agree with Steven, so they do need a carry that isn't afraid of this.
So they can't really fall for the Terrorblade trap here on Aries. We might see a Tinker come off from LGD. So you either want to ban that if you want to pick the TB. I'm just going down the list of like the available carries. Actually, they're all available. The only carry that got banned was Ursa. And Lysander now.
It's good versus Doom, so makes sense.
Okay, so ASTER Aries picked Earth Spirit. That's my favorite hero in Dota. I noticed that they picked at the first game they played. They have an Earth Spirit player in Yuna who actually had the best performance in that game. If you guys can remember. The thing about Earth Spirit though is like the Earth Spirit Timber lane it's not the strongest, but what Earth Spirit does like about Timbersaw is you can leave that hero alone. Timbersaw does not need a laning partner, and you're free to just move around the map. So in that regard, Timbersaw complements Earth Spirit very greatly. And Earth Spirit's going to have like a lot of flexibility to go gank mid for the Lina or go kill the safe lane. I'm thinking about what carry is going to come out right now for Aries.
I think Luna is obviously the favored one, but against Phoenix is a little bit difficult. You have to kind of click your Doom. BKB and hit it. Yeah, Doom too.
You don't want to get doomed as a Luna, that's for sure.
To be fair, you can stand your ground and fight. You still have your items working, and you can.
10 seconds remaining.
You're gonna be all right, but I'm just a bit.
Here it comes again. They did this.
So what they do with this Bloodseeker pick is they want to play fast. They want to fight. They don't want to sit back and farm with the hero and let LGD constantly run into them. They want to be able to match the speed of LGD that they have with this Pudge and whatever they're going to last pick here.
Also, there's a cute little combo with the Earth Spirit roll into kickback on the Rupture. It actually does a decent amount of damage. it's there.
There's also the combo with the Wyvern as well. You drop the ultimate on the Wyvern, then you can combo up a Bloodright to follow up afterwards as well. Pretty strong.
I do think we will see Ame going for a blink this game because do you guys remember the Wyvern from yesterday who played against a Doom and just didn't die in any fight, cold embraced every Doom target? and it was miserable to play against. So far, the jump that they have versus Wyvern is going to be the Pudge Blink. And I don't think Doom wants to go on this Wyvern ever. He has to focus on the Lina.
Is this a sniper game? Is it time?
I mean,
let's go.
ASTER,
I think if you pick Sniper versus Spirit, you deserve to lose.
Sad.
Yeah.
And they're going to go with the Brewmaster.
Okay.
Interesting.
So mid Doom?
Possibly, yeah. Faith Beyond on the Brew. Looks like that is going to be the case.
That was the assumption. They still kind of are very single target right now on the side of PSG LGD, but the Brew adds like a lot of utility to their team fights. Also, the Cyclone is going to be very nice versus the Lina. It can protect the Phoenix head.
I would say they have better team fight on LGD though than Aries. But Aries' speed is like really good. Plus, like the Doom is gonna have a tough time against the Lina in the mid lane. So if they can come out ahead on these lanes and constantly run at LGD, I can totally see Aries taking over this game and like snowballing pretty hard.
Yeah, and the pick-off potential between the Lina, the Earth Spirit, and the Bloodseeker is going to be insanely high. So PSG LGD definitely have to move around as well. They can't. The issue with having a Doom is he isn't that active of a hero because he does build Midas and he does need a little bit of time to get his Blink BKB. But the drafts look interesting for both teams. I'm excited to see how it goes.
Yeah, they really do. Then the scaling of this Aries team as well is pretty terrifying. You know, we've seen Lina just turn into basically a carry in the late game. Bloodseeker, he does have some really potent timing. So I'm a little bit worried for LGD as they don't seem to have the ability to really take towers, which has come and really hurt them in the past as well. So for this one, I think I'm going with Aries.
You do have Brewmaster for tower taking with like the new Agsville too.
Yeah, I guess actually.
That's
okay,
fine.
well, guys, very quickly, predictions for this one before we get into the game?
Well, I need to see this chunky boy win at least one game, so I'm gonna just go with LGD here.
Alrighty.
Me too. I'll go LGD. The Pudge will win one game, I promise you.
Blind fanboys on the panel, but we cannot blame them. I'm gonna go with Aries for this one, and we're gonna throw it over to our commentary duo for this series. It is BQop and Mo Farah.
Thank you very much. I feel like it's kind of changed, Mo. I don't think I'm the most biased person towards LGD anymore.
That really is something.
Which is so wild that I would ever say that.
So LGD getting away with this again?
For the third cheat in a row. Yeah, they're getting it's every time.
All right, guys. ASTER Aries.
30 seconds.
Do you know what's funnier as well is they're standing in the exact same location that the others were before as well. Just under those trees under their own tower where they're like, yes, and they get the deal. All right, game's over.
Okay.
Right, call it.
Should they type it?
Oh, okay, no.
The only way, the only way that this becomes the exact same thing as every single time is if now they kill another one where Ame hits a second hook, because it's always the first two hooks and then he needs the mango. Remember, he's been learning. But this time he didn't. He doesn't have the mango.
Oh god. Oh, okay, so it's going to be 2 for 2. Yeah, he doesn't have the mango, but it's fine.
This is the false hope that you get from these Pudge 1 games.
Oh, false hope.
No, it is. It's that first blood, which now it's not the 2 kills. Normally it's 2 kills.
That's true.
I'm a little disappointed, honestly.
I'm surprised that LGD tried to put their observer just outside their small camp because, we've seen them already as well when they played the Doom. There was somebody that played the Doom. The small camp got blocked like straight away, right? So you have to expect that sentry is going to come to block the small camp. Yeah. Pretty surprising.
So how can they deal with Timbersaw this time? Are they not going to get a kill? You got to say it 3 games in a row, right? They're not going to get a kill in this bottom lane.
Of course they are.
No,
when they hit their level 2, they have so much kill potential with the Inkswell and the hook.
But you're not keeping up with the shtick. The last 2 games, you've said there's no way they get a kill.
Sorry. Let me just start again.
All right. Hold on. All right, I'll set the scene. They just got first blood. They're down in this bottom lane, and now it's Pudge +1 again. Is it possible, they have any kill potential in this lane?
Oh, because it's really hard to kill a Timber. I mean, he doesn't have Timber chain yet, quite yet, but at level 2, he can always just get away.
Inkswell, I like the move from Yuna, but I don't know if that's even going to be enough. Roll in, they've got the rod. Ame gets that kill, and just like every single time you say it automatically turns into that kill. We're really good at reading these Pudge games.
Incredible gameplay.
We're nailing it right now.
He's trying to put, blocking the big camp on the Wyvern. Ooh, small camp stays unblocked though. Look at this Lina, 2 days in a row, crushing mid. I cannot wait to see this hero more and more as the days pass in this tournament. It is ridiculous.
There was a Dota pit where Lina was like one of the most popular heroes. I forget which, but I just remember it doing disgusting amounts of work throughout that event.
The thing is as well, when they pick this Doom and there's like no good mid heroes left either to lane against the Lina, they're kind of like, yeah, we'll just put the Doom mid, it'll be fine. Pick a different off laner.
I'm not going to save some faith. Rot, Hook, and this time no Inkswell.
I do want to say, by the way, I think this game's going to be an absolute mess. There's no like really hard skating cores in the game that one of just farm, right? As I think people were saying if the ASTER ARIES lined up earlier, LG are exactly the same. This is going to be such a scrap at like the 10 to 15 minute mark, I believe. So lots to look forward to.
As it's been though with these Pudge lineups, right? It's been a scrap for LGD. They find success in their first 20-22 minutes, and then it just stops. Inkswell on the Timber, that should mean they hit the hook, but they don't.
Yeah, unfortunately the level 1 stun doesn't last a huge amount of time, so you have to be on it with the hook straight away. He's level 4 on the Pudge. How does he always have this much CS? This is what I don't understand. It's not even the hooks and stuff. Like, he always just does like so well in his lane.
Yeah. It's always nice to see. It's the faith in Ame. Inkswell. Not gonna land, but Yuna and Phoenix trying to get the kill here on Innocence. Nothing to say coming over to try and protect their Grimstroke. Phoenix no mana and now no health. They get the kill on Phoenix before Innocence dies. That's actually not solo experience there for Yuna.
He has the mana burn creep on Doom, so he just takes the lead of mana before she can LSA again. That was nice. That's actually pretty good. Especially when you have bottle on Doom, right? Because it allows you to just spam out your neutral spell, because you're going to be using the bottle to heal all the time anyway. Oh god.
Inkswell again.
Yeah, but now they can threaten the kill because he's actually low.
Sitting at about half health.
Ooh, top lane.
And going for Ulu. Not to be mistaken with Ulu.
Radiant's middle tower is
I
under
wouldn't dare make that mistake. Oh, lane against you. This is the kill threat.
The roll comes in. Still with the hook, they get the kill first. Ame getting low, and he'll fall to Siamese Cat.
I mean, there's 3 heroes at this bot lane, and they still kill the core, so I don't think they should be too worried. Game's going pretty well for them.
And he's changed from, I want to say he's changed it from his previous builds. Didn't he go with third point in hook before he went, and then he went dismember before he got the flesh sheep? He was holding out on hitting flesh sheep for a while from the last 2 games.
Not sure. I can't remember what he did before. I do think the flesh sheep value point is okay when you play core. Like when you play support, you kind of need the nukes, right?
Right.
But the like value magic resist you get from the 1 point in flesh sheep feels really good, because it just allows you to farm more with rot as well.
And so he would take his first flesh sheep at 8 in the first game he played it. And And then the second game he played it, yeah, he waited till 8 in both games to get Flesh Heap. So a change off the norm, at least in terms of just grabbing that Flesh Heap. Good move from Jinkyu to get away from that.
That was close.
Oh, yeah. Ame now level 6. He's got that Dismember. We've seen how much he does once he does get that Dismember in these games. I want to know if his build's going to change, too.
Why do I have this sneaky suspicion that throughout the whole tournament, and LGD in all their games are going to pick Pudge?
All their game ones.
Yeah, all their game ones. Just for the rest of the tournament.
Icarus dive with the Ink Swell. They're going to catch this Bloodseeker. Sunray on him. They got the Cold Embrace, but that's not going to be enough to save Uwu. Get the kill onto the Bloodseeker in the top lane while they go for buy. Ame getting run down by Phoenix with the double damage. And they've got 3 heroes here to get a kill on the Pudge, so a trade in ones.
Yeah, I like the rotation from ASTER ARIES much more though as well, because they have this DD leader that can just start hitting the tower now as well. This should be a tier 1 falling.
How willing are LGD to try and defend this? Because usually Ame's kept this tower for quite some time. They're going to TP at least one over bottom, and that's going to be Faith Beyond. He's got the Soul Ring ready if he wants to go into the Primal Split. And Soul Ring, Primal Split immediately. They're looking over at the Timbersaw. It's the stun into the hook, into the Dismember. Roll comes out. Yuna trying to help as best he can to save this Timber, but it's not going to be enough. Faith Beyond gets credit for the kill. And now the Icarus dive over and across the Earth Sphere. They still have damage coming in from Phoenix, but without the DD, it doesn't feel nearly as strong. Ink Swell, Phantom's Embrace. They've got the stun onto the Lina. Hook well off the mark.
You can't help
And Uru's come over to get a kill on Innocence.
That's like my Pudge, that hook. That's like, I'm like, man, I always played Pudge on Pudge. I'm going to give that a go. And then every one of my hooks are like that. That was unfortunate.
Yeah,
this Doom is so farmed. He has max Devour Midas.
Oh my gosh.
This is ridiculous.
There's the efficiency, nothing to say. I was waiting for him to use that Midas.
I mean, look at the net worth of the leader compared to the Doom. Leader's been trying to move around a little bit and make things happen because the side lanes haven't gone too well, but this Doom's just sat mid the whole time, just farming away.
And he's picking up bots. Got it coming out. Surprisingly enough, after all that fight, they still give up the tier 1 tower bottom, but I think they must be okay with that because they were down towards bottom. They had 3 heroes there and they shift off the lane. And this is going to be, this time, Ame going for an earlier Ags. He's going Hood Ags. So he's still kind of testing the experimental waters. He's changing the build, like making slight tweaks here and there. It's interesting to see.
Is that not what his build was in the second game? I think in the first game he went Shroud, but
I want to say the second game he went Shroud. In the first game he did Hood Ags. Don't worry, I can open up the tabs once again.
I mean, it's a really good Axe game though, with the reduced healing, obviously, against like the Timber, the Wyvern, even the Bloodseeker's okay. And it's so much damage.
Radiant's middle tower
Yeah, right.
is under attack.
Second game he did Hood Ags. First game he did Blink Shroud Ags.
I just didn't want to call you out for a big that was all. Yeah.
I'll
let you discover it for
You could. I want you to call me out as much as you think is fair.
Dire's top tower.
Oh,
is
that's
under attack.
no, you don't. You don't want that at all.
No, I do. I'll only learn if you're really rude about it.
Here we go. They're like, well, everyone's been running at Ame Pudge over and over again, so let's run towards him with our smoke. Because they're probably all going to be there.
Call it a misconnection.
Dire's top tower.
Icarus dive, Ink Swell, not going to land on Siamese Cat. An egg for your troubles.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And now they'll TP the nothing to say back over mid. Okay. So Doom, a lot of farm, boots of travel, going into the BKB, already 1,100 gold into that BKB. If he goes BKB before the blink, we'll have to see. That's what he's got queued up though.
Yeah, I think you go BKB first. I'd be surprised if he didn't. I think, did I see Pudge had a BKB queued up though as well, second item, yeah? So, I mean, if they have double BKB on both their cores on LGD right there, it hit this really strong timing.
And that's the little tweak there too. So he originally had Axe queued up. He's going to the BKB, and there were points where, what was it, game 1 where he got that BKB, the first game he played Pudge, and he felt a little bit stronger for a couple minutes longer, but eventually, obviously, they haven't won a Pudge game yet.
Should have tried Midas Pudge.
Ooh.
The real alpha build.
Midas AA is the way to go.
Radiant's middle tower
That's the alpha build. Roll through mid, a little bit short on nothing to say.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Bit of a speed demon on the Doom. Speed, not only movement speed, but in farm. Winter's Curse is out on Ame. And after all that time waiting and hoping that they'd come and go for Ame, well, finally they do when everybody on LGD has left. So, ASTER ARIES, they claim the life of Ame once again, and he's dead for the third time this game. But Doom picks up the blink, and now we'll go for the BKB. Do we have the clip of Mo saying he'd be surprised if he went blink before the BKB? Like ready to go?
No, I meant Axe.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Wait, did I say that?
Production?
Oh, on Doom, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, true. Damn.
I was hoping it would happen. I'll let you find out for yourself, Mo.
I guess if the Pudge is dying, though, not getting his BKB for the same time, then...
Yeah.
Because you kind of want to hit them together, right?
Mm-hmm. The way nothing to say is farming, he can get this blink dagger and still hit the BKB timing at about the same time Ame gets this BKB with how his game's gone.
He'll get ping BKB before the Pudge gets BKB.
Yeah,
That's the way it goes.
Dire's structures are fortified.
They're smoking in. They saw Faith run through the jungle, but they're a little bit late with their smoke here. If they can get this mid kill and turn it into a tier 1, that would be huge for them.
Roll comes in, magnetized, Timber Chain with the whirling death. They'll get the kill, but nothing to say comes from behind. And they've got the Soul Bind, but that's supposed to used already on the Lina. Winter's Curse, Icarus Dive over. Lina getting quite low. The question is, will Lina die? They'll take out nothing to say. They've got the Supernova that's right in the face of these heroes, and it's not going to go off. The Ink Swell's a little bit late. Innocent, he'll lose his life too once these heroes are no longer locked down. And it's a 4-0. And that Doom doesn't even get the Lina.
Middle tower is under attack.
I've just realised how they managed the first phase of Timber and there's just 4 strength heroes on LGD that it's ripping through. That's
Radiant's middle
really
tower
like
has fallen.
how difficult do we want to make this game for ourselves? And they turn the dial up to 11.
I mean, the worst thing about that fight, right, is though that the Brew dies first. If the Brew dies first, then you have no split, and it feels awful, right?
Yeah, I will say it just feels like it feels like everything that they used in that last fight was not in sync.
Yeah.
Like Inkswell was late after the Supernova, the Doom jumped in, and then you know the Supernova came after that. It's I don't know. Did not feel like that was in unison at all. And now the Pudge goes to the blink after picking up the Ogre Axe. They've got the Infernal Blade. They'll hit the hook. They'll get the kill on a Yuna. So surprisingly, Ame switches off the BKB after saving a bunch of gold, looking like he was going to get close to it. And does that come down to Doom not having his BKB ready to go, and they're looking for the timings at the same time? They go for the Timber, the Cold Embrace is there, they hit the Silence, they've got the Primal Split, they'll look towards the backlines to control these heroes, and they'll kill off SS. Winter Wyvern in a lot of trouble, and Simon's Cat not likely to get out alive on this one.
It's like Pug and a Grim combo, the Phoenix Grim, where you put the Phantom's Embrace on them and they can't attack it because of the Fire
Radiant's
Spirits.
top tower is under attack.
Feels good. Yeah, really good play though. I mean, that's the blink reveal on the Pudge though, right? Like you were saying, looked like he was saving up for BKB. All of a sudden, this blink comes through, and it gets them a big kill for it, and it gets them a tier 1. So, obviously the right choice.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Yeah, Blink gets him 2 kills there.
And it feels like that's the first time we've seen LGD to try and take advantage in the game for a while though.
Not playing on the back foot, yeah.
They're the ones making the first move rather than reacting.
Selena's going for a Lincoln's. When Boots of Travel BKB. Do you think this is the right build that Lena should be going for, or what we were kind of expecting based on not only what this game's showing, but the Lenas we've seen prior?
I think sometimes you go yours first, right, before you go BOTs or BKB, but I think BOTs, BKB into like damage items, or like we've seen Lincolns as well in China. It seems to be more of a thing in China than it is in the Europe games that I've been watching. But obviously against the Doom and the Pudge, it has a lot more value, which makes sense. And then, you know, they'll go for that like Crystallis or the MKB or whatever they want to click people down with.
Well, I'm a little surprised because there's no Yules, right? And the control here for ASTER ARIES isn't exactly massive.
Oh no.
Just remember on Alina, Sunray, Supernova, LSA, right clicks, and will pop the egg. Popping the BKB and able to survive. And now Ame's on the run, but they've got the Primal Split coming in from Faith Beyond. He's got this ag, so we'll have a second charge in just a second. They land the hook onto the Timber, the bullet right down, trying to silence up Ame and save the life of the Timber. Saw the blink forward right into the Winter's Curse. That comes through from Siamese Cat. Ame getting low, Chakra Man on top of him. Soulbind comes through with the BKB pop by the Bloodseeker. They've got the Doom coming out of 2 of these heroes. They'll take out Ame, Siamese Cat low, and now they're chasing nothing to say. They'll find the gun of the Doom. This is falling apart for LGD. Ink Swell pops right on top of Yuna, so they at least get themselves the Earth Spirit after the Winter Wyvern, but it's just the support so far. Cyclone on the Uwu. Back to form is Faith Beyond. That was both Primal Splits used in that fight. Got both their supports in the 3, but not really much to throw at the side of ASTER ARIES from Faith Beyond at this point.
Yeah, I mean, you can see the problem with, even if you doom the Bloodseeker, he's still just running around at like, because he doesn't lose his movement speed, right? Until the Doom gets an axe where you get the break, the Bloodseeker just zooms around, and then you can't really chase him down during the Doom. It's the same with heroes like Slark and stuff. When you have Shadow Dance and you go into the trees and things, if you're doomed up, you still get regen. You still move really quickly.
Ooh, Faith Beyond taking a lot of damage here. They're going to also send Yuna in. He's silenced. LSA comes into the Grimstroke to get the kill on Innocence. They'll hook over the Bloodseeker and throw the Rupture on Ame. So Ame's in a lot of trouble, if not already dead on his screen. Double kill for Uwu. Not the target he wanted to hook.
Don't worry, guys. I'm hooking the Bloodseeker. Don't worry. Don't worry, guys. I've got him.
Back in a Roche they go. Spirit in. Icarus Dive available. Interested to see if Jinkyu's gutsy enough to make the move. He won't, and instead he'll just die. And nothing to say, he's kind of hanging around, but he won't be found. This seemed like the typical LGD Pudge 1 games where things kind of fall apart around the 20-minute mark. Winter's Curse committed to get this kill on Innocence.
Oh, the Soul Binds. Oh, he's alive.
Okay. Well done, Innocence.
Wow.
I'm impressed with that.
I mean, the Soul Bind just means the Bloodseeker can't chase him.
Yeah.
Timber can't keep up.
You may be fast, but you can't move. Which is fine with me.
Yeah, Timber can't even Timber Chain either because he's soulbound, so...
Radiant's top tower has fallen. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Come on, Punch, get that BKB.
Yeah, he went back for the blink, and now he wants the BKB again, but he still needs the gold, and it is a rough life for Ame. Because we thought he'd want to go Ags at one point. We thought the damage from that would be nice. He still doesn't even have that. He's working real hard to get this BKB. And He's 2K behind the Bloodseeker. Practical 3K.
Yeah, I love that there's a big ancient stack on the Radiant, by the way. And then I looked and I was like, who's taking these? Who on the Radiant is taking an ancient stack?
And you see Jinku, who's trying to throw like Icarus Dive and Spirits on it at one point.
Yeah, they want to just get rid of it together then. Okay.
Here's the LinkedIn's for the Lina.
I do think this shard on the Grim is going to be a big deal, though. Obviously, the Purge, like the Dispel, sorry, against the
Radiant's bottom tower.
the Timber Spells is really strong. On the Pudge, need to get your extra strength back, you know.
Doom used immediately on the Timber, Icarus Dive across. Faith Beyond goes into the Primal Split, almost stepping into the Blood Right. They've got themselves the Cold Embrace as well as the Winter's Curse, which is on this Fire Panda. That won't really do much for them, and in saving that Timbersaw, who still falls, so SS goes down to Jinku. As much as I like Jinku on this Phoenix, he's just such a player that screams something a bit more aggressive, that's for sure.
Phoenix can be aggressive.
Yeah, well, like when I think of Jinku, and it's just from seeing him perform well with like Void Spirit, Tusk, and like techies, even. But I don't know. I want to see him on something explosive.
I think Phoenix is such a good hero though as well, and I think it's one of the best heroes against Wyvern.
Yeah.
In particular, you know, you obviously if they get healed, and like you saw that fight, you can still just Sunray them down through the heal.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree. I want to see Jinku play something that really pops off. Rupture, I don't know nothing to say. They've got the Supernova down, but again, it's in an awful spot. It's just an egg forward every single time, and they've got Phoenix ready to just clean it up. Faith Beyond, he's trying to get away from this aggression of Aster Aries.
He has Axe though, right?
Yeah, they're following the Earth Panda like he doesn't have Axe.
Oh, did he? Oh my goodness. He's alive. He's alive. Okay, sure.
Under attack. Radiant structures.
I would have bet a lot of money on the fact that he would have died there.
Dire structures are fortified. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Well, he's alive.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Alive and good to go. Pudge going BKB. Finally has it.
Dire's top tower is under
Has a plate mail queued up and then the Ags.
Yeah, you want that like extra little bit of armor. Don't need to upgrade it necessarily quite yet. And Doom's getting Shivas already, so casual plate mail. This is going to be a
Radiant's middle tower is under
smoke
attack.
from LGD. Blink forward with the BKB.
Lotus.
Hook. Winter's Curse. And behind them, they've got the Magnetize as well as the Geomagnetic Crypt. That gets the silence onto two of these heroes. They're going to get the kill on the Jinku, and he'll buy back immediately with the Doom out onto the Bloodseeker, but he's starting to move really fast. Sunray right on top of the Earth Spirit. They get the kill on the Yuna. Innocence, Stroke of Fate, slowing down the Timber, Blink, Infernal Blade, as well as the Sun coming out from the Doom. They're right on top of SS, but the damage on the Ame! Oh, the Chakram almost killed him! Icarus Dive, Cold Embrace, once again, Rupture comes out, nothing to say, trying to TP back home with the Blood Right, and the damage from Ulu! Oh, woo! They get a kill on nothing to say, and they'll take him out of the fight for 60 seconds. He does have buyback, and they'll follow that up with a kill on a Faith Beyond. 3 heroes dead on LGD, and Aster Aries honing in on their first victory.
Radiant's middle tower.
See if they can close it out.
I mean, the Pudge desperately tries to go in, and unfortunately, Tim gets the Lotus off before he dismembers.
Oh, Hook, Supernova. Sure.
I'm assuming you didn't want to dismember because of the Lotus again or something, but
Radiant's middle
it's really weird if you're going to commit egg there and then not commit the dismember at the same time.
BKB gonna be popped, go to the Dismember, Lotus Orb used. BKB's been popped by this Bloodseeker. They're gonna chase Ame. He'll try to survive. He's got an Essence Ring to work with. Hook once again comes up short of Ulu. 5k lead for Aster Aries.
Yeah, it feels so good for Aster Aries in the sense that they can just blow somebody up at the start of the fights, right?
Nothing to
They have
say.
Rupture Kick, they've got Laguna.
He is in a lot of trouble. BKB and Winter's Curse not gonna land, but they've got the Rupture. He's pretty dead.
He's fine.
My flame.
I need to get their lanes out on LGD now, though. Yeah, you see the Lina instantly trying to TP away to go and get mana. She's going to focus the other lanes out again. I love the SEA voice lines, by the way.
Yeah. I like
They're
them.
so good.
I'm a big fan of Infamous, their voice line.
Nah, that's my least favorite one, I think. Cloak of Flames for the Pudge, easy. He's got and the Cloak of Flames. Now he needs to get Radiance, get the full trifecta.
Kaya Sanj picked up for Timber. Kaya Sanj sounds like the name of a sword in like Bleach, which you're not going to get the reference. I already know you don't get the reference. It doesn't matter. I get like halfway through the reference, and then I remember you don't know what I'm talking about 95% of the time. And then like, because you don't know, chat like forgets that they do know. And then I don't even know. I forget it.
Radiant are scanning.
Aster Aries definitely gonna try and focus around this Roche now. And you can see the Radiant scan and they see it hits in the pit, so they're a little bit worried. They have a ward. Oh, they can't get the leader.
Ooh, Psychic Headband. Drop for the Bloodseeker. We'll see if anybody uses that. Rupture, Psychic Headband. That'd be fun.
That sounds very fun. Then you have to build Refresher. Everyone get a Force.
First Spirit just gets Refresher, Psychic Headband. Ooh, Ruptures. Boulder Smash, kick them away with the Psychic Headband. Refresher.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
It's the perfect plan.
Here we go. It's the Roche fight.
Dire are scanning.
LGD wrapping all the way around. This will mean second Roche if they can get a good fight here, potentially.
They're just sitting in the pit.
Send Siamese Cat out of the pit.
Is under attack.
But now they've kind of got a inkling of a feeling of where LGD are. Cloak of Flames for both teams. And that'll be picked up by the Timber.
I mean, LGD are going to have to go and deal with their mid wave at some point. They can't just sit here, right? They need to cut waves or something as well around the mid lane.
Radiant's top
And
tower is under
they're
attack.
staying pretty stationary, waiting for Aster Aries to give them an opening, but Aster Aries, their positioning's right on point. They're not giving an opening for LGD to take advantage of. And there's the wave pushing in, and now
Radiant's top tower
Aster
is
Aries will see this, know that LGD are somewhere on the map where they're not taking care of it, and you also see them on the creep wave too. Roll in hits, and that's going to be through onto Innocence. Ooh, get the kill. He's got buyback. That's going to give him the numbers advantage. And right into Roche they go. They're not going to buy back on Grimstroke. It looks like they'll just concede this. Oh, never mind. All right, I'll eat those words. They taste good, low calories. I don't think they're going to be in time. Yeah. He buys back. They don't even really make a move. So Bloodseeker's got a shard. Earth Spirit's got a shard. I will say I'm surprised that shard didn't go to Timber.
I mean, the Bloodseeker one is really good, right? Up against his tanky strength, of course.
Yeah, he'll just buy his shard anyway.
Yeah, it's fine. Oh, Spirit sitting under a ward.
Oh boy, there's the Dismember, and Cinder Brew, he's trying to roll away. They'll get the kill on a unit. He's got buyback. They're coming over. They've got the Witcher's Curse that's going to lock down Ame as well as Faith Beyond. Faith Beyond silence up. Can he get himself a primal split? No. The damage is just too much. The Supernova feels wasted. Nothing to say goes to the BKB. He's trying to run away and find himself an escape. He'll blink, TP out. Oh, the roll. Not on the money.
That's some leaner gaming right there. The mini sniper sitting in the backlines. Clicking away. That's the Daedalus.
Atheon really doesn't want to buy back. He's very close to this refresher.
What does Phoenix have coming out on the courier? Because, I mean, if it's a big item, it could be terrifying. Oh, sneaky point booster for the punch. How do they take this fight on LGD?
Are fortified.
Like, you need to try and get to the Lina, right? But you need to go on the Wyvern at the same time.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
They're just gonna go fishing.
Yeah. Brute not forced to buy back. Now just 400 gold away from picking up that refresher orb. But he wasn't even able to get a primal split off anyway in that last fight.
No, never mind 2 splits. Didn't even get 1 off. You have to assume he'd go A on disconnects, right? But I think they see the Lina. Yeah, they do. Bail.
Ooh, taking out the vision. Doing his thing.
This Shadow Blade Lina seems to be a bigger thing in China as well, which I haven't really seen before. Although Shadow Blade does seem to be a better item, or like a bigger item in China in general. It's not something I've seen a huge amount of. And it's cool to see all these different regions have their different influences and things. Like, you know, if you only watch one region ever, you only ever have like one general idea, because they tend to kind of like start to morph together, right? The regions,
right?
Like each team in each region. I mean,
I actually found that a lot. Like years ago when I would just watch Chinese Dota, and then I like would act shocked at something else happening in some other region, or like TI would happen. I'd be like, "That's not the build."
Yeah. It's just a different build, you know?
Yeah.
If everybody in the world thought the same, it would be a very boring place.
They would think Midas AA is good. We all think the same. It is good. I just, I need some time.
You need some time to perfect the build.
Yeah. Crazy. Roll in, Spirit Vessel, Bloater Smash, Soulbind out, but already Innocence is dead. He's not going to have himself buyback. He's dead for 70 seconds. They're going to try and blink in. They've got the Doom of the Witcher's Curse comes through. Faith Beyond moving forward, trying to find a target. Shivas, Dismember, the damage with Sunray. All right, they got to kill in a unit. He doesn't have buyback either, and they throw the Doom out onto the Bloodseeker. They'll use that Rupture, nothing to say. He's trying to TP out, but the damage coming through is going to be too much for him to handle. He'll end up dead. They got the kill onto the Lina. They've taken a big damage deal inside of ASTER Aries. They're starting to make this work with the Supernova as well as the Sunray. Right on top of SS, they'll take the Timber too. It'll fall down, not in the woods, but out in the open. Screw Timber as they try to finish off the rest of ASTER Aries, but they're going to buy back on Phoenix as well as SS. They've got Uluo, Cinder Brew, Primal Split once again on Faith Beyond. He's got another charge after this as he's popped that refresher. They've got the Lotus on Ulu, running, surviving, and the Aegis will expire, so he's got a regen. I think he's going to get back into this fight full health, full mana. And Faith Beyond needs to be very careful as he'll blink away. Blood Right won't land on him, but he just gets out of the skin of his teeth.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
As Is there a brew split still?
And one more.
One more. Okay.
Icarus dive. Supernova for 70 seconds. Not really much that Jinky can add to this, but they've got the hook over the dismembered. They have the damage. They've got the primal split coming in. And with the cold embrace, it's not going to be enough. They get the kill to the Timber. He's going to be dead for 104 seconds. They've soulbound Ulu to Phoenix. Phoenix will pop the BKB, trying to run, and Faith Beyond will throw the stun. That's not going to land onto the Bloodseeker, who will pop the BKB and go for the TP. Ooh.
Radiant's middle barracks.
Dead?
And now he's in trouble. He might just be dead. He bought back. He's gone.
He didn't buy back.
He didn't buy back. All right.
Okay, B-Cup, I know you're an LGD fan, but you
Radiant's top barracks.
gotta stop assuming best case scenario for them, you know?
No, it wasn't my LGD bias. It was just Lena, I swear. It was Phoenix and Timber who bought back.
What a fight, though. I mean, that fight starts really well, though, because they managed to hook the Lena into the Radiant base, right? And she's just completely out of position. And that's the duality of Pudge, that you either hit the hooks or you don't. And so far this game, there's been a lot of missed ones. All of a sudden, you win one fight because you hit a good hook. And that's just the way it is.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Go for the mid-tier 2. Ooh. Trying to do math in my head right now, figure out how short he is on this overwhelming blink.
Dire's middle tower.
About 700 gold.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Almost there.
Yeah, after all that, after the two buybacks from the Timber and the Lena, they're still up 2k.
Oh, Spell Prism.
That's really nice.
Actually. Maybe, yeah, I assume Brew takes it, but at the same time, you know, like it's good on Pudge, it's good on Doom. Okay, Innocence.
Phoenix catching Innocence. A flicker. That feels good too.
Relic for Dire side also feels very good, though. Good on the Tipasaur.
Telescope. Trickster's Cloak. Or Trickster Cloak. There's the overwhelming blink.
Nice, here we go.
Yes.
Just to reiterate, if I've confused anybody, Ulu has buyback.
Don't mind if I do.
It's important table knowledge.
Are both teams just going to be? Are both teams just going to be waiting around for the Roche now? It feels like
2 minutes.
that Lincoln's on Doom could be a big deal as well, because if they don't see that he has it, you know, all of a sudden you waste a Rupture, you waste a Winter's Curse in the fight potentially, because there's not a huge amount of single target spells that they have.
Now he's going hard on this Pudge. Leveler for the Brew.
Give that to the Pudge, your big carry, I think.
50 attack speed, 5 armor. Ah, he's giving it up.
It's like the worst leveler team you've ever seen, actually.
It really is. Flicker going to the Phoenix now. And Leveler going back to the Pudge. Okay. He sent it back only to think he wants it again.
Triple fire.
Back to a 5k lead for Aster Aries.
Relic on the Earth Spirit as well. That's interesting.
Now,
I would have thought they would have given it to the Timber.
Radiant are scanning.
if if you're either side, are you hoping for that Ag's blessing or that refresher shard?
Oh, it has to be the Axe. It's a lot more fun, Ray. I mean, Radiant definitely want the refresher shard.
Throw that on the brew.
They want to give it to the Doom.
Oh, man. I was hoping for more on the brew.
Yeah, more splits.
Yeah. Do the splits. Ame? Oh. BKB, blink on cooldown for 3 more seconds. He's okay. He's about to be level 25, too.
Yeah, he's getting there. The punch level 25 is pretty good as well. Like, both of them can be okay at different points.
Doom's about to hit that level 25 as well. Does he take the cleave and then pick up the leveler?
No. Can you imagine? Imagine the scenes. That'd be incredible. I would like to see
It's going down.
I would like to see the Doom pick up the shard, though. I will say, when it's in this late portion of the game, when everybody's level 25 plus, it has such like big value to it. With the extra stun duration on the Infernal Blade.
Lincoln's pop stun out on the Bloodseeker. Also, Faith Beyond got himself this shard, so he's got that group panel. We'll see how push that is. They're going to go and get the Supernova off. They're going to kill the Innocence, who just bought back. He's going to be dead for 74 seconds. They'll get the kill on Ayuna. He's got buyback. Supernova goes off. They'll get Alina. Nothing to say. Moving in, trying to get the kill, and will finish off Phoenix. Dead for 2 minutes. Down goes SS, but nothing to say. Going to be traded away. So he's got 4 pandas 4 times with this refresher. And just popped on the Phoenix. They've got the Dismember out onto the Earth Spirit. Yuna getting quite low. Spirit Vessel on him. He'll burn out. Ame gets credit for the kill, and now they're going to move over on the Siamese Cat. Sunray on top, and Faith Beyond right there with this Winter Wyvern. And they'll take a double. 3 heroes without buyback on Aster Aries.
I mean, what an initiation from the Doom, though, right? He gets into the backline and finds Alina straight away with the Doom. And when these people are getting healed up by the Wyvern, the Podjax makes it so that the Wyvern here is like, it's nowhere near as effective, right? They can't just get through them anyway. And this Brew is just being an absolute nutter and running into every fight because he knows he can do whatever he wants, right? They don't really kill the Broodlings very well. And even if he's ever under any threat, yeah, if he's ever under threat, he can just go back to one of them and pop another split again anyway. And this punch now does so much damage as well because of all the strength stacks he's built up. And with the overwhelming blink, such an incredible amount of damage on that hero.
Now they've got the Ag's blessing. Could give that over to nothing to say.
Yeah, that's really good. If LGD win this game, right?
Do they do Pudge again?
Do they do Pudge again?
Ooh.
Do they have to keep doing it until they lose? Like within a series?
They could.
So it takes the Dismember talent at level 25 on the Pudge. Dismember is now a ridiculous amount of damage. Very good.
They didn't really push through nearly as hard as I thought they would with 3 heroes that no buyback.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
It took them a while to get the roast though as well, right? So they couldn't really push into the high ground afterwards as well. There's still a tier 1 bot lane that they need to take. Like 45 minutes into the game.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Satanic next
Dire's
for the Lina.
bottom tower is under attack.
Bloodseekers saved up 4,700 gold.
Almighty money.
Looking around, trying to think what these heroes on Aster Aries really want to go for next. As Timber, he's also going to pick himself up a Lincoln's, but he's got the Hex queued up too. Ooh, Arcane Blink. Arcane Blink on that Doom, and he's going to be able to get the Doom off quick.
Pull the roll.
Be in, be out. Human getting a grip in the rupture. They've got the silence, but there's the Aeon disc. So we're dealing with 4 pandas. They look over nothing to say. He's going to pop the BKB and throw the Doom out. The Icarus time as well as the Supernova. It's in a really good spot this time. They've got the Sunray right on top of the Winter Wild. They get the kill on the side. He's got the take out. Nothing to say. So nothing to say. Doesn't have buyback. He's there for 2 minutes, but Rule's gone. He's got buyback in this fight. Elbow down. Phoenix in some trouble. Ame on the Chakram, getting the Dismember out of the Timber Saw, and they will finish off SS. And it's 2 euros gone now in ASTER Aries with no buyback. They bought back on Uru. And nothing to say. He's still gone for 98.
Guys, can we get rid of Aeon disc? Like,
Balance item.
Imagine just finding the
you know?
being like, oh my god, this pickoff's amazing. Oh my god,
Flicker.
the flicker.
What a god.
Oh no. Oh.
He's trying.
Radiant's top barracks.
Meanwhile, mid's being pressured, but taking a lot of time away in Jinkyu playing the dodge game.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
That's another thing that needs to get deleted as well.
Dire's middle barracks has fallen.
It was a lot funnier when it was any random direction.
I agree. We love chaos.
Oh yeah, 100%. It's just so great when I think I saw it in the DPC a couple times before it got changed, where it was just like, oh, I'm gonna use Flicker. Oh, I'm back in the enemy team. This is terrible.
Dear oh dear.
Mjolnir picked up for Ulu. It's also got the Penta-Edge
Has
sword.
Wind Waker queued up?
Yes.
Invisibility.
Yeah.
Something wrong?
I mean, it's pretty good, to be fair. You can save people in Curse as well, which is nice.
Ooh, now the Doom's got Shard, that Infernal Blade upgrade.
No, this is no joke, this Shard. In the late game, it's such a wild increase in, like, effectiveness.
I'm trying to recognize how much this Void Panda is doing, but it's hard to tell in these fights.
I have no idea.
Because I've not seen in a pro game the Void Panda, at least one I've covered myself, the Void Panda. And I've always thought to myself, it sounds really good.
I mean, the best part is having the second split, right? I think the Void Panda's kind of like secondary to that.
Phoenix, Yuna, over, BKB, Primal Split, Phoenix showed himself. And, yeah. Did he just doom twice to stop the TP of Phoenix? Yeah, he did.
Yes.
Popped the Lincolns and then he
that's
doomed
so
the second time. Yeah, he's dead for 100 seconds.
The Lina, I think she meant to stun from invis and then attack, but she messed up the animation. She thought it wouldn't take as long. So she went to stun it, cancelled it, then attacked, broke the invis and tried to stun afterwards. So it allowed the Doom to get BKB off.
Ame casually has 4,800 health.
Dire's top tower is under
Feels
attack.
good. Still holding that leveler.
Yeah, it was good, man. Yeah, he clicks hard now with his high strength though, right? So it's not too bad.
And he's starting to get the other side of the talent tree.
Wait until we get the extra strength at level 30. That's when it gets real.
5,300 health.
25? Is that the Sunray, isn't it? I think the Phoenix. Pretty sure.
The other 25 that he's taking?
No, the one that he has taken.
He's taking the +3 supernova hit count.
Oh, right, okay.
And the other one is...
the Sunray...
yeah, I mean, it's good. It's plus 1.5% max health Sunray damage.
Yeah. I mean, the egg hit count always feels good there to take. Feels good to take the ray.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Primal Split. Heart picked up. Or the Pudge, now 6,000 health.
That's not Wind Waker.
Just casually 6,000 health.
You know it's ridiculous when all the bars along the top of his hero are so small and close together.
What do each of them equal?
I can't remember what it is. I think... Is it like 200 or something? I might be wrong.
It's a lot. Although they win these fights, they haven't taken the high ground. They got one set of racks before, but they didn't do anything with that last kill on Phoenix. Doom and Refresher still on cooldown. Rupture used, Jin-Q. Oh. Uh-oh. Silence just hit him. He's fine, he's fine. He's got Flicker. Still buying Doom, Silence through, and well, the Timber put himself into this spot. Now he's dead.
Oh no, the Pudge Leveler killing his own teammate.
Yeah, he's put in the Leveler. He's actually given out the Cloak of Flames.
Yeah. Look at his right click damage. He's 315 damage every hit. Like, Leveler, it's pretty good.
And he's hitting every half second with his attack speed. Some good DPS output.
No longer just magic damage speak up. What we need to wait for is the Giants ring. That's the only thing. LGD, like, they feel like, yeah, we could win the game.
But we want tier 5 items.
High ground, but we want the Giants ring, Pudge.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Do they though? Now they're going out of the high ground. They're yeah.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
They have to defend this, right?
Barracks are under attack.
I guess not.
Radiant's top barracks are under attack.
They're just pushing out top lane instead on the Earth Spirit and stuff.
Bottom barracks has fallen.
They look at this 6k HP Pudge and they're like, we are not fighting this.
They're backing
terrifying.
up. They're close to being mega'd on LGD.
They are close to being mega, that's true. It's easy to forget how far behind they were at one point in terms of like structures and things, right?
Yeah.
The effort counts.
I respect that play. You never know who's hiding in trees.
And he's now broken that 6,000 health threshold.
Sneaky Lena's hiding in the side of the map. You never know.
Next Roshan, 44 seconds. Nothing to say, moving forward. Shivas immediately the Doom to the Arcane Blink. They've got the BKB pop by Phoenix, but he'll get himself a little bit further away with the Hurricane Blink. They've got the Sentry right on top of this Earth Spirit, now looking the other direction at this Winter Wyvern going down. Siamese Cat ends up dead. Unit follows suit. Icarus dive all the way through. Jin-Q trying to make his presence felt. Hook comes in, hits onto the Timber, and they will control him. Buyback from Siamese Cat. They've got buyback available on the Timber. They're going to use it immediately. Your force starting to get hit. Phoenix lands a stun, but he's barely breaking the surface of the health pool that Pudge has. They throw out the flamethrower, and trying to stand his ground, but he's in between the tier 4s. That's not really a great spot for him to be. The Lincolns gets popped. They've got the Lincoln careful with BKB pop by now he's trying to put down the right click damage. LSA, and nothing to say.
Oh my goodness.
God. Brewmaster has 2 more splits, so he's one of the 2. They've got the hook back. Now on to the Timber. Ame a little bit low, but he'll heal up. They've got the Cold Embrace. They'll keep alive the Timber Stomp, but the Dismember will be enough damage to get the kill onto SS. They'll buyback on Jin-Q. Jin-Q as well, something to say. Use the buybacks, but they get the kill to who's also got buyback. Lincoln's popped on the Winter Wyvern. Simon's Cat trying to run stunned up in the Scorched Earth. While that's happening, Phoenix goes down, and he's got buyback. Primal Split one more time. Gets the kill on Innocence. Triple kill for the Bloodseeker, but the Dismember holding him still, and they'll find another kill onto 4 heroes gone. Phoenix outputting damage, takes out the Doom. 2 minutes gone. Phoenix, though, running, trying to stun, lands it onto the Pudge. They still have these pandas. They'll call GG ASTER ARIES, and LGD will win their first game with that one position Pudge.
Never in doubt. Peacock. What a hero.
Was it 30k down?
What a time to be alive. And they took like that one really good fight in the bot lane where
PSG LGD.
So he didn't really have any space available to farm his items, and the Timber was still lagging behind this Brewmaster in the game. So I'm not sure if they're actually afraid of this Timber in any way. That last game, it just felt like they only had 2 cores on the side of Aries.
I mean,
Alrighty, well, we do have ourselves a
better
draft. We
On
have
to the next
ourselves a draft.
Pudge.
Oh,
They did ban the Timber.
I told you. They've had
10
enough.
seconds remaining.
Or have
They've had
they?
enough. I mean, what is that, like 3
what if they're
game 1
5
Timbers in a row?
seconds
So
remaining.
But what if they're baiting the Pudge ban with the Timber?
They want them. Yeah, they want them to ban
I believe
Pudge,
that.
the psychological victory. I think LGD actually have a list, like the battle pass, how you have like objectives. They've got their own battle pass for this tournament, which they've invented. So, like winner game as Pudge, next one's going to be like winner game as Techies.
Wait, did you just say Techies? Because I shut down.
yeah,
that hero's name.
you know what? I literally tuned out as soon as he said
You guys
I tuned
both
out.
instantly just had a stroke.
Team
Like,
ban.
I just blinked.
The paddle just went quiet. Drop the T word. Not gonna
Okay,
happen.
Pudges. Hear me out.
this is crazy.
It's a setup for
me
the
out.
Pudge.
Is
It's a
it
setup.
another gyro
It's a
Pudge?
setup. Yup. It's coming. It's coming. I feel it.
10
Did we pick the
seconds
Pudge?
I'm
The-
5 seconds
so
remaining.
nervous right now. I need to see what happens.
They played Pudge on Radiant, didn't they? Like the last 3 times?
They were, yeah.
Okay, so it's gonna be a little bit different, but still.
That's a good point, actually. Okay, let's talk about this gyro since we're still waiting to see if the Pudge comes out. We have seen PSG LGD play it as a position 5, but do you think they'd be willing to try it as a 4 this game, maybe, or even just a 4?
I think mainly it just comes down to carry or 5, right? I don't feel like I've really seen it in another role in a while. We did see the mid gyrocopter sometime with Thompson, the magic damage. Ooh, Phoenix, DK. That's a very strong opener right now for Aries. And
There it is.
Okay, so it's another.
there it is. Listen, until they lose it, they're just gonna keep picking it. That's how it works. We figured out LGD, guys.
So previously it was until they win with it, they'll keep picking it. Now it's until they lose with it, and then it'll be until they win with it. Man, these guys are nuts.
No, they're gonna play Pudge until they
5
lose.
seconds.
When they lose,
Yeah,
that's when they
exactly.
switch heroes. That's what
Exactly.
they're doing right now. So for now, this does look like a gyro Pudge lane versus a DK Phoenix lane. Maybe that's just why they feel comfortable.
Ban.
It's kind of interesting that they just like straight up pick Phoenix though when they already see the gyrocopter. Any reasonable team seeing a gyrocopter, they're gonna be like, oh, if we pick Phoenix, they're just gonna core the gyro. So let's just not pick Phoenix, but like
10
Aries
seconds
know this is
remaining.
gonna be a support gyrocopter. They probably sense the Pudge coming anyway, or something like that. And LGD is like, we don't care about the Phoenix. We don't want carry gyrocopter. This is gonna be our 5 no matter what. It's
I do have to chip in with the obligatory Phoenix Sunray. An excellent tool to kill Pudge. It's not quite a Timber Sour or Shadow Demon, but it'll get the job done if it's Dragon Killed Sunray later in the game.
Can you imagine they literally covered the Pudge pick with 2 bans?
They really want to play the Pudge. Dude, they're trying to make this work. This is new Dota technology in the works. We're all witnessing like a shift.
This is the OG's carry IO, but LGD's carry Pudge
But
right
much
here.
worse.
Much worse, because IO was actually broken.
Because Carry IO is busted, for sure. Carry Pudge so far has only won 1 game. But he did have the team fight to back him up. I wonder what kind of core they're going to be looking to pair the Pudge with this time. So we've seen a Doom, we've seen a Puck, and we've seen a Sniper.
Don't forget the sniper.
5 seconds remaining.
That didn't work, unfortunately.
No, it didn't. But I would be down to see it again because when you do have something like a carry pudge, as Steven mentioned, you do need to have that core hero in the mid lane.
I like the two bans that Aries made with the Lina and the TA though, especially the Lina. I think that would have been the most perfect mid laner in this game with the pudge. Like you got lane shover plus an egg killer.
Свой там пятеркой же победил. До этого он побеждал. То есть это уже прям.
Now they do need something to kill the egg because I do believe, just based on what we've seen before, that this is going to be a Gyro's force, and there aren't particularly any offlaners that come to mind in killing the Phoenix side, so it has to be something from the mid lane to do it.
Powered pudge, let's go.
So this could be a Nothing to Say Magnus or a Faith Pian Magnus. The last Magnus we saw coming out of LGD was played by Faith Pian, but I would like to say Nothing to Say.
Okay, hear me out. Okay, I might be sounding crazy. Okay, but a week ago I wouldn't sound crazy. I would be reasonable. This pudge might be a support.
Тест на нем играет, Ами может сыграть, и во флейн он может пойти Магнус.
You can call me crazy if you want.
Магнус этого показывал.
It feels like Ame really wants to play pudge, and he's just asking him for it. But it would make a lot more sense if it was just a gyro carry versus the Phoenix.
Yeah, I think either that or even another carry. Like Juggernaut, for example, right? She have like Mag Jug, good against Phoenix, could do alright against the DK. You got good damage. Jaro Juggernaut, you got stun, spin. So a lot of potential there.
I like this Tusk pick a lot. Tusk is a very excellent hero to play against Magnus. He always stays on the back and blinks in and saves the RP targets. It's quite simple for him compared to other heroes.
No Jinkyu techies as they'll grab the Mirana for their pulse 4.
Is that a Nothing to Say Mirana though? Do you think it's going to be a plus 4 Mirana? I feel like that might be Nothing to Say playing it.
5 seconds.
Okay, I like that idea a lot because I think core Mirana can have its merits, and with the shard and everything, she's an excellent egg killer. And I know Iceberg likes to play this hero a lot, and he makes it look kind of busted on the mid lane. I haven't seen a mid Mirana in China once. But I mean, LGD have been bringing new things to the table.
Yeah.
The idea of this mid Mirana, I like it a lot, and I would be very disappointed even if this didn't happen.
Yeah, you know who else plays Mirana on this team? He also plays Mirana. I remember when Mirana was one of the most popular position 3s, he played a lot of it. So there's always that potential too, depending on the last pick here. I think LGD are just going to flex this till the end. Mag Mirana are interchangeable here. It could still be a position 4. We never know with LGD. That's what I love.
But so far, Aries' draft is looking quite solid.
We still don't know who that Psyking pick.
Okay, hear me out. Hear me out. It's a mid Mirana. Offlane Magnus with Sand King. Touch Gyro Zayflame with Touch being the carry. This is what I'm calling.
I lied. You guys are crazy. It's Nothing to Say Magnus because it's my favorite hero player combination, and they baited me last time. It's Pudge carry with the Gyro 5, and then it's Sand King and Mirana.
That's literally the most boring outcome possible.
Well, I know, but it's probably the right one.
No, that is the most boring because that's obvious. Okay, here we go. All right, it's gonna be Mirana off lane 3, Sand King 4, and Magnus mid.
That's, that one works too, but I would love to see the mid Mirana here.
Yeah.
I like the way I call for a carry pudge, and we're at the stage where that's now considered boring. We already know about carry pudge.
It's the boring.
I'm just pointing out the grim state of scenarios here.
Gosh darn it! It's the Sand King 3 and the Magnus mid and the normal Mirana 4.
Guys, what are you complaining about? We've got a Nothing to Say Magnus. We've got an Arme pudge. This is going to be an awesome game. You guys are nuts.
We've seen enough of all of these. It's time to see the Nothing to Say Mirana.
It's okay, but it's pretty good though. And this last pick, Morphling, I kind of dig it because he's got good heroes to morph into, right? You can become Sand King or you can become Mirana. You got triple leaps with high damage. And I don't think LGD really have, the hero that can destroy Morph.
Really? Because I think Morph is going to struggle a lot this game. They have a lot of ways to kill him. And the Sand King Mirana lane is very good at killing him. And his
it's a really high kill potential
his
lane.
5 hero is a Phoenix, right? His lane
So
is kind of weak.
the thing about Morphling lane, what annoys him the most are heroes that have high damage and can harass him, not like actually the stuns. Because players are pretty good now. They can deal with the stuns, they can reach him back up and everything. I just think like it's very obvious and telegraphed like how LGD are going to take the team fights before the Morphling. I'm just trying to look at the positives for our boy last pick Morphier. So I'm just hoping for the best for him.
I see the merits in what you're saying, and they do have the team fight to back up the Morphling. I just think he's going to struggle a little bit in the early game.
Alrighty, can Pudge do it? 2 games in a row and secure the series for LGD. Yes, says Effie, not from Theban as well. The panel is behind LGD and Ame on his Pudge, but we'll find out what our casters have to think about this game number 2. Farah.
Thank you very much. As we get into this game, the second Pudge safe lane game, although it's Ame Pudge on the dire side this time. Maybe that changes things. The angles of the hooks, they get different.
All I'm saying, by the way, is these guys on the panel, they're playing checkers. ASTER ARIES, they're playing 5D chess, right? What you need to understand is the only way to beat a Pudge is to be able to pick Morph and turn into Pudge yourself, right? Pudge is the only hero that can beat Pudge. It's like when you play Pokemon and Dragon does well against Dragon,
Is that still exist? I think it's Fairy's good against Dragon these days.
God.
I don't know.
Anything after first gen doesn't matter.
Yeah, well, Fairy didn't exist in first generation. Yeah. Are they going to get away with this again, by the way?
No. I think it's much harder from this side because you don't have the high ground ward, right?
You say that, but here we are.
No!
But here we are. Tag team comes in. Illusory Orb is out. Yuna now trying to run. They got the stun out onto the Pudge. Arrow hits, and there's the hook. Can they get first blood? Yes, they can. Ame gets it, then he's dead. Again, 4 for 4.
I like how in the worst case scenario for the Pudge, he still ends up somehow getting first blood anyway.
How does he get away with this every time?
That's unbelievable.
I don't understand.
I think this lane against the DK is probably the hardest lane he's had so far, though. Where we've talked about how he always has this amazing CS, I think the DK with the stun spam makes it a lot harder.
Yeah, but I'm expecting this. Yeah. And here comes Jinkyu. He's got the arrow. Then they've got the hook follow-up. And there's another. Ame's got a second kill. And you want to know what's actually great about the fact that Ame ended up dead in that first exchange? He's got mana. He just goes to top, full mana, ready to go.
He doesn't need to buy mangoes in this game.
No.
Why is he stuck under the tower? What just happened? I missed that completely, but...
Right click spam from Siamese Cat onto Faith Beyond. I think all the attention was on Ame on that Pudge, but Faith Beyond did work last game.
Yeah, he did huge amounts on the brew. And do you remember when we talked about heroes we'd like to see on the panel in day one? My one was, I'd really like to see more of this Mirana in China. I think they have some really good Mirana players between them.
Yeah, Kaka, Jinkyu, definitely the two players I think about. Always interesting to see them get Kaka in their hands.
Oh, the Morphlings just playing
or get Mirana in their hands.
Okay. I wondered where the Morphling was and why the Phoenix was taking CS. And then
Yuna was in trouble for a second. Dragon Tail tag team. Ame taking some damage down to about half health.
They have to be careful here on ASTER ARIES because the lane, if it ever goes in towards the tower or anything, right? Or if it ever goes too far out, and they have the creep wave going towards the radio. Oh god, the courier dies. Yeah, if the creep wave's ever not in like a really good position for them, it's really easy to get the rocket into hook kill, right? So,
I won't give you the satisfaction.
I feel like we've seen so many couriers die in this tournament so far.
I think couriers just die a lot in general these days.
Yeah, I guess so.
But are we also thinking that because there was that time where there just was one courier? Yuna waiting for the moment to go. He still gets away with it. And he salves.
Do you know what? Fair play to the Tusker. That was an awesome move.
Yeah.
I can't believe they didn't find the kill, but... I mean, that's the chainmail, though, right, on the Pudge.
And that early extra armor.
The extra armor's so good against this physical damage from the Tusk.
I think not.
2-1 in 1. Does he go to the flesh heap early again, or is he going to wait till 8?
This game, I mean, he could wait till 8 this game, I think, potentially.
Doesn't really care for the tag team attacks coming in.
Yeah, they can't really chase him under the tower either because he has the potential to hook them, right? And then under the tower, it's just a nightmare.
And he's still CSing. Yeah, relatively well.
Well, if you compare him to the Morph, right? I mean, this is what I'm saying. Normally, he's like 1 or 2 in net worth.
Yeah, Snowball pulling him in, going after the gyro. Yeah, Morph right now 22 and 11 at 25% into that level 4, whereas Ame is just about to hit that level 4.
The thing is, yeah, you see that the Sanking now can just start cutting waves, though, right? And just farming creep camps at the same time. Get him, Faithbean.
Just running him down. Already an urn in the hands of Jinkyu, too.
It's really difficult to get a kill mid, though, against the puck, right? So he's kind of just running around, killing creeps, being a bit greedy. That's fine.
Dire's courier has been killed.
Kind of away from this DK. Right on top of him, just putting some aggression out. They go to the tag team, and now Ame's the one who needs to turn around. Snowball coming through. They've got the Dragon Tail Rocket Barrage. He can't get away with anything that time and will end up dead for this DK.
Thank you.
It's so weird hearing that Persona DK voice.
It's completely
after
different.
After so many years of the normal one, it's just jarring. That's a nice pull by the gyro.
A lot of damage there to Yuna.
Snowball, though.
Snowball wasn't exactly amazing. Innocence, though, needs to run. Dream Coil down. Phoenix has made the rotation. This might garner 2 kills. Waning Rift. Shards are out, and Phoenix gets 2.
Yeah, and that's really bad for the Pudgers. Just TP'd back to lane as well. I think that's his 3rd death this game.
Attack.
2nd death, maybe, but yeah, 3rd death.
And already his 3rd death for Ame.
In 6 minutes. Yeah, that's not great.
Top of the net worth right now is the Magnus. You can see the big split, though, from Magnus to the next top on the Dire, which is Ame at 2,500.
He is farming well, but I mean, you expect that from the Mag, though, right?
Yeah, level 4 already in the Empower.
And they're being really efficient here. The Mirana's is going to start taking over mid to get some XP while the Mag jungles. Let's get some levels on our supports.
Pudge now has that Ring of Health.
Oh, he won't die again then. Ever.
You could always jinx the DK.
Nah.
You do that thing where it's he'll never die in this lane. And just like the Timber Saws before him.
The thing, I actually think that's true this time, though. So,
yeah.
That's the issue. That's the difference.
I think the first 3 times, or the first 2 times, you thought it was true for the Timber Saw. 3rd time, maybe not so much.
The DK's level 6 now as well. This is a little bit worrying. With the Phoenix rotation at the same time.
This tower might just be gone.
Like, what does Ame do?
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack.
This is probably his worst start as Pudge, right?
Oh, by far, yeah.
Coil down on a GQ. And not to just yet, but eventually the Waning Rift will be there to kill off this Mirana.
Ooh. They get Korea though.
Tag team. Orp's in the Sand King, Burrow Strike, Faith Beyond in a lot of trouble, and he'll fall to Yuna.
What just happened?
Got the sentry above him in the trees, and then they were able to see him inside of that sandstorm and get that kill. ASTER ARIES with a really good start so far.
So what we figured out is they need to ban Timber and they need to ban DK.
Dire's bottom tower
looks great.
Great hook.
He did secure a CS. That's true.
Us bringing value. GQ's going for the Spirit Vessel. Eventually you're going to want to charge in that urn. But that hasn't quite come yet.
Oh, Fairy Trinket for the puck.
is under attack.
That's going to be very nice.
Going into the Witchblade too, so he's only 350 gold away from having that early Witchblade. You see how Phoenix has already got quite a bit done going top lane, three kills overall, 2 kills in that top lane when he got the double kill on the Pudge as well as that Gyro. So this puck can potentially snowball out of control. Got himself in a good spot to really shut down OGD. First dismember getting used on some creeps. Barrage on Siamese Cat. He's pretty deep here. Nothing to say. We'll get the kill on Siamese Cat. They've got the call down, but with the Morphling coming in, how much will the commitment be? They've got a double damage on nothing to say. So they look over and should find another kill on DK. It's a double kill for nothing to say. Morphling was there too, but seeing that double damage, I second guess whether or not he wanted to commit to anything, and probably the wise idea to leave.
Yeah, he's really farmed now as well with those kills. Great rotation from him. The tower does go down, but even so, like the Morphs come up here to try and farm, right? And he can't really push up into the dire jungle now. Is Faith Beyond going Blink on the Sand King as well? Because I think when they get Blink, they have really good like kill partnerships with it, right?
Right.
Because they can have like the Sand King Mirana, they can have like Sand King Pudge. They don't have to go around necessarily as 5. They can kind of go around in 2s. I think even the Gyrocopter Sand King's pretty potent with the 4 points in Rocket Barrage.
4 points in Rocket Barrage, and he's going to have a Veil soon on the Gyro.
Yeah, Veil really good for their team this game. He's level 7. Jesus.
And the Gyro's got quite a bit.
Easy arrow.
Never in doubt. Both Yuna and Jinku both have urns, but no charges in either of them yet. That might just change. Yuna now on the run, call down used, and there's the snowball to try and turn this. They do have Supernova. Actually, he's got the mana once he pops that wand. Innocence traded for Yuna. Epicenter down on a Siamese Cat. Icarus dive away. Phoenix. He's there to try and help, and the Phoenix does die to Jinku Starstorm. That is a hard call out.
Yeah, that was tough. Really well played by LGD though. They open up this bottom half of the map, try and take the tier 1 a little bit if they can. Maybe start to chip it down. I feel like this DK had this really great lane, and then I look and he's got the same net worth as the Pudge still. And like the Sand King's got a tiny bit more than him as well. Pretty much the same.
When that Sand King gets that Blink Dagger, it will be a little bit more effective in getting things done. They go in with RP to turn it around. It's on to 2. They've got the Skewer. They'll get the kill, and at least Yuna the Starstorm from Jinku will turn it for both. Ooh, gone. They do kill off Ame, but Ame's okay with being the sacrificial lamb when they're able to turn it for a beneficial, positive take.
When will teams learn, Beacon? You can't just keep running at the punch. It doesn't work, you know? At some point, you got to deal with the other heroes.
And they're not dealing with this Magnus at all.
No. Yeah, they are struggling. I think they do have problems with damage output at this point in the game. Like, they kind of need the Tusk to be there with the tag team to get full effectiveness with the rest of the team. Because otherwise, it's kind of like a lot of chip damage, but not a huge amount of like instant burst. And he's really tanky, so...
Blink Dagger for the DK as well as the Sand King.
Parjax reduce healing against the Morph. Easy win. Yeah.
He's gone to the early Ogre Axe, so the question becomes, does he commit to the Ags or go for something else off him? Moonlight Shadow popped by Jinkyu. They head up towards top. Faith Beyond blink up in a second. And ooh, sticking around. Ooh.
Dire's middle tower.
Jinkyu shot a right click over onto the Tusk's Courier.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Faith Beyond blink cliffing himself. Burrow strike to the low ground. Icarus dive, dust used. And they're not going to commit.
What did the arrow hit? Did it hit the Phoenix dive? I didn't see.
What's Phoenix doing?
Dire's
Phoenix the puck,
is under
not
attack.
Phoenix. Phoenix. Epicenter once again, Faith Beyond, Burrow strike. Gets him on the back half of that Epicenter, but they get the kill quickly onto the DK. And even with the Walrus Punch, Snowball trying to get a save, can't do so. And Yuna, he's dead again, now dead for the 5th time. He's 1, 5, and 6. Really not what they're hoping for on the side of ASTER Aries. And despite their really poor start on Ame, they're 4K up, and it's just, it feels like it's because they have not kept nothing to say in check at all.
Yeah, I mean, look at the net worth difference between the supports, though, on both teams. Like, I think that's where a lot of the lead comes from. And obviously between the mid laners as well, but...
Gyro's got so much farm out of this game.
Exactly, because they're getting involved with the kills as well, right? So, and where they were being more efficient, where the Mac was jungling, so the Mirana got to take over mid lane. Oh, trying to deny his creep there, but just misses out.
Oh, Phoenix going down, Faith Beyond getting that kill, Dreamcoil to try and stay alive, but not gonna do enough. Walrus Punch on Innocence, Rocket Barrage, Sunray, trying to kill this Gyro, but there's the RP. He'll stay alive. Breathe Fire's not enough either. Siamese Cat and Yuna are gone, and they found the DK. They skewer him back. They'll finish a 3rd.
Nice.
And with Puck dead bottom, that's 4 heroes gone. On the side of ASTER Aries, a 5K lead for LGD, and Gyro survives. And now Gyro's picked up a hood, so 3 hoods on
Radiant's
LGD. You've got one on Innocence, one on Faith Beyond, and one on Ame.
The DK's only level 8.
Radiant's middle
He really
tower has fallen.
had a great lane and then shut himself down.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Wow.
Really quite the surprise to see him struggle, and you know, that'll happen when you don't use the Tony Todd voice on DK. Tony Todd is the Candyman.
Like
yeah. You should have trusted the Candyman.
Yeah, it's a nice ward behind the tower, as the observer points out. They just need like a really good egg combo, I think. That's the only way they win a team fight really now. Like, is if they protect their egg really well with like Snowball and like DK stun and stuff and Coil. Maybe they can turn them, but their damage is still relatively limited until the Morph comes online.
I'm gonna say he's been pretty perfect with those RPs.
So tanky.
Burrow strike, Epicenter, Innocent still surviving. Doesn't want to stab the Dream Coil, but does. He's still alive, Supernova. Well, that's not going to be popped out. You finally get the kill on the Innocence, and Sand King's been locked up thanks to the shards. Faith Beyond also falling. LGD losing 2 heroes. That is a good turnaround for Aster Aries. Finally a positive one for them.
Ooh, Philosopher's Stone. As if Gyro wasn't rich enough already. Hell yeah.
Tower is under attack.
Is he going to take it? He's holding on to the bullwhip right now.
I mean, the Mirana could take it as well, and it'll be fine, right?
Yeah, and that's exactly what's going to happen. It's going to come through on the courier for Jinkyu. Does he need a Philosopher's Stone? He's got like that $2,000 Mirana mount, so does he really need more?
I really want that one. It's so expensive. You can't. I mean, I can't personally justify spending that much money on a Mirana mount. OGA, if you're listening, I'm willing to accept gifts. So just hit me up.
I think I would rather a glitched Tusk item more than that Mirana mount. Arrow missing, Skewer back, and Spirit Vessel and the Rocket Barrage damage coming in. Innocence gets yet another kill, 3, 3, and 13. He's been involved in 16 of the 17 kills of LGD.
Wow. That's quite impressive.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is
It looks like
under
they're starting to think about setting up around the pit here.
Radiant structures are fortified.
I guess since we're talking about it, chat,
Radiant's top
would
tower
you
is
want...
under attack.
Press 1 if you'd want the Mirana mount. Press 2 if you'd want a Bleak Hallucination Tusk item.
Oh, my
You're
God.
on to the Tusk. Nothing to say. He's got RP if he can get it off, but doesn't look like he'll survive. Oh, pops the BKB right as he dies. Supernova, now LGD really need to run. Shards blocking Innocence. They've got the adaptive strike Sunray on him, and he's morphed into the gyrocopter to throw the homing missile at Innocence. Now maybe looking for the turnaround. Faith Beyond comes in. They've got the dismember onto the Morphling. They'll use that snowball, pull him in. Go after Ame. Yuna will die. So will Innocence, the Siamese cat. Burrow strike hits, Starstorm through, breathe fire on these 3 heroes. DK trying to support this Morphling as much as he can. They go to the Moonlight Shadow. They should be able to kill the Morph, but he waits for his back. He's got the Spirit Vessel on him. And then Ame gets the kill. Burrow strike hits on the DK, and they've taken out 4. Long drawn out fight that starts with Magnus dying very quickly.
Peacock, I said at the start of the game, the only way to beat Pudge is to turn into Pudge. You gotta stop turning into Gyrocopter, you know? You gotta try and land some of your own MLG hooks. And he's just not trying it this game. That's why they're losing.
Well, if you're gonna MLG hook, you have to 360 first.
That's true. We're still yet to see that this tournament. Bit disappointing.
Ame, if you're listening, which you shouldn't, because you should not be watching stream, Ame. But, you know, if you are, 360 no scope, come on.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
I'll take your tribute.
Phoenix had this great start, and the wind in his sails have kind of petered out.
Yeah, it's not gone great, has it? I mean, this poor Puck's kind of like, well, my Morph doesn't really want to fight. Am I playing with my DK? What do we do?
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
It's like I was saying before, you kind of need to play with the Tusk really to find kills.
Dire
So you have that extra little bit of burst damage. Almost blink.
Jinkyu, by the way, is using that Philosopher's Stone to go for a Wind Waker.
Love that.
And Gyrocopter going into a Yules.
They're going to try and make the cool play where, you know, you can Yules get rid of the coil, right? He's telling somebody else to go and stand at the edge of the range of coil, and then he'll Wind Waker them, and it snaps it. Easy.
Dire's structures are fortified.
I'm gonna say, clearing up some trees, making sure nobody can hide in them as they look to take the tier 2 tower.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Nomad must be so happy seeing how Nothing to Say is performing on this Magnus.
I heard it's his favorite hero player combination.
Radiant's
Of all time ever?
Of all time, yeah. Oh, they see the Magnus on the ward.
Blink, Dragon Tail, and now the Dream Coil. That's a great Dream Coil. Nothing to say again with the BKB, and he was looking to throw that RP, but never gets it off. He'll skewer out of range. Supernova, that's about to pop. Stuns up 3. They get the kill on the Jinkyu Innocence as well as Ame. A great fight from ASTER ARIES once again, and nothing to say, just surviving.
That was so bizarre because they were in complete control of that area on LGD, right? But the whole time ASTER ARIES had that high ground ward down, and it just didn't get dewarded. I'm pretty sure a courier flew over as well. I thought they would have seen the ward, but yeah, they smoke on the high ground. They're like, yeah, let's see what we can do. They just smoke under an observer ward as like 5 heroes.
Vision wins game. And they're going to get a kill on a Faith Beyond. Yuna getting credit for that one. Innocence just bought back, so he's really going to want to run.
Again, same thing. They just run under a ward and they get picked off. Obviously, they don't know it at the time, and it's much easier for us to say. But I feel like you should, expect that vision to be set up. Same thing again.
Wow. Yuna's gotten this Blink Dagger, and he's playing out of his mind. He's going to die here, but he's created a bunch of kills in the last few seconds or so. And they look at nothing to say. He'll throw the RP, but he's dead afterwards. Sunray going to try and keep the Wolfwing as well as the DK alive. He's got the Spirit Vessel onto this DK. They'll take out Ame. Dream Coil used. Hits on the Jinkyu. And this will be a full team wipe for ASTER ARIES. It went from a 10k lead to what has dwindled down in the last minute or so to a 4k lead.
Yeah, I mean, that's so bizarre. They just take fights under wards 2 times in a row, It's probably not going to go well. They're really scared of finishing the roast because of this tanking. Oh, that's another ward.
And potentially another +1. Epicenter, Burrow Strike, Phoenix. Oh, just surviving, and then gets the kill. And they still haven't taken Roche, but LGD aren't going to stop throwing bodies at it.
And they should be able to finish this Roche off now. It's like LGD don't want to contest it, so...
Anymore.
This Phoenix is just level 15 all of a sudden, by the way.
Level 16.
Yeah.
Wow.
It felt like they were so behind on levels before. And now, yeah. All of a sudden the net worth swings completely, the XP swings completely. And they're back in the game with the Aegis.
Wow. And I just don't know... I just don't know what the mindset there is from LGD. Is it just we're so far ahead, we're going to continue to throw bodies? The team fighting has been a little bit lackluster. But again, it's also Yuna who's really doing a lot with this Blink Dagger. I can't say it enough. Like, the first part of this game for him was really lackluster, and now Blink, Walrus Punch, Snowball, the combo... Everything has been there for him to open up kills for this ASTER ARIES side.
Honestly, I know I keep talking about it all the time, but it's all vision in the last 5 minutes.
Yeah.
War Twin games, right? And this is a textbook example of that. Now the DK has a BKB as well, and if you look at the dire side, where's the physical damage?
Radiant are scared.
When this BKB comes out, the DK all of a sudden becomes so much stronger.
Guys got to remember that as supports out there. Vision wins games. Beyond. He's got that shard. And they're going to get this kill on a Yuna. This shard was definitely thought of as a big joke for a while. And I've seen it picked up on a bunch of Sand Kings. Dream Coil Acre is tied with the Sun Ray. They'll get the kill on a Faith Beyond. He's taken out very quickly. Jinkyu going into the Moonlight Shadow and trying to leave. Waning Rift Silence. And... oh. He's out and away, but he doesn't have a TP for 30 seconds.
I'm really surprised they tried to take push that further without the mag. And nothing to say, we're just farming bot lane and farming that area of the map.
Right.
Oh, they see the Mirana.
Oh boy. Dragon Tail comes out, and yeah. No leaping, no surviving.
Haste!
All that put together and nothing to say is still having a good net worth game. The last few deaths haven't been amazing for him, but he's still put on a bit of a clinic so far.
Where's my pension?
I think he always has Satanic on the morph as well.
Tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Gyro's still going for that Yules. His game slowed down significantly. He's only 600 gold ahead of the Phoenix at this point.
All just from those like 2 or 3 really bad fights though, you know?
Yeah.
Goes from like a 10k net lead to LGD to like 3k. It's crazy.
And the supports just don't have a lead anymore. Like the support difference was like multiple thousands per support. And now it's nothing. Quick Bro Strike onto the Morphling. They'll look for the hook. They should have the Dismember to follow it up. Do they have the damage? They'll throw out an arrow. They use the Snowball Walrus Punch out on the Fate Beyond. Ooh, the waveforms away. The RP comes in, and down goes Yuna as well. Siamese Cat will take a Fate Beyond. BKB. Ooh. He's away.
No, the hook doesn't cancel TP, unfortunately, so... They were so close to killing that morph as well. I think he does have Aegis, right? But
middle tower is under
if they kill him once, they probably have a decent chance of killing him a second time. Maybe he just BKB TPs.
Yeah. I'd agree with that. Dismember duration going up for 0.8 seconds on that talent. Ame has fallen 2 levels behind this morph.
I just like to point out, Effie has corrected me. Apparently you can cancel hook with TP with hook if you time it right. So you do it like right towards the end of the TP.
He did it in the first game. He did it the Bloodseeker right as the TP like ended.
I would not want to lie to people, so I'm happy to take the L, you know?
It would be cool to see that if production can find that in the first game. It was a fight down towards bottom at the end, and Uu had popped BKB, tried to TP out, and then right as his TP went off, he got hooked and he stayed. I think about 47 minutes into the game.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Wing Dragon Tail, and there's the kill on a Jinkyu for the epicenter as well as the Burrow Strike coming through. They've got the Sunray right on top of the DK to try and keep him alive with the BKB bomb. And this gets popped. Faith Beyond now in some trouble. There's a Supernova right on top of him. Dream Coil gets placed and immediately broken. And they'll continue to dive in further as they'll take out Faith Beyond. 2 is dead on the side of LGD, and they're going to lose nothing to say. Finds himself in no man's land, but Siamese Cat goes down to Ame, and Ame gets a second. Go BKB and TP out. Waning ripped on the Innocent, throws up into the air by himself. That leaves him vulnerable to a Burrow Strike and shards. With another kill going the way of Yuna, as he has been involved in yet another.
It feels like there's been so many fights where this Mac just goes in to try and create chaos and gets stunned before he gets his BKB off.
Dire's top tower.
It was an interesting spot to be when that fight broke out, where he TP'd into.
Well, the thing was, right, there was that fight at the top where the Sankin goes in, and at the same time the Pudge tried to kill the Phoenix before he got egg off. But he just about did it in time. And all of a sudden, like, if you use your spells on a hero that's just gonna pop egg and come back alive again anyway.
Snowball looking for Ame. Shards are there right on the money. They've taken the top tier 3. They'll look for the hook, but it's not going to be in the right spot. So all of a sudden, Phoenix goes in with the Waiting Rift. They've got the E-Blade and the blow up with the Adaptive Strike. Ooh, now on a monster kill streak, and this is a set of racks at least in the top lane. They still have outer towers in the mid and bottom lane, so they're safe in that sense. Oh?
Yeah. Yes.
Dire's bottom tower.
Ulu winning the mind games this time.
Talking about mind games.
I mean, ASTER ARIES have been like picking their spells and everything so well in this game. Like every time these fights break out, it feels like they're always making the correct moves. Like they're in the right place at the right time.
Here I am.
Now 1,000 gold ahead.
I like the Shivas on the Podge as well. I think you double down on like this reduced healing effect, right? Against Morph, against DK, against Phoenix. Feels really good. So you have the Axe with the reduced, you have the Shivas with the reduced. Does anyone have a Vessel actually on Dire? An LGD?
Yeah. Jinq does.
Jinq does, right, okay.
Roche up in 20 seconds, by the way. DK getting close to that Ags as well. And there's the smoke from LGD.
They just need to make sure they have vision to put down in the fight again, because if they do this thing where they run at the high ground again, where ASTER ARIES have vision and they don't control it for themselves.
You say that, and it might happen right here. Arrow hook though, it lands. BKB's gonna be popped. They're gonna go into the sandstorm. Walrus punch into the air. Ami in a little bit of trouble. Gets the BKB off, but the barrel strike comes in from RP in. Supernova doesn't go all. They get the kill on the side. He's can't let him trading Jinq as well as Yuna. With Dream Cooler down, that's gonna lock up Ami as well as nothing to say. Nothing to say. Doesn't have the BKB to work with. The burst strike comes out from the kill on Innocent Souls. Nothing to say with the epicenter. The damage out on the Phoenix. They'll kill Phoenix as well as DK. But still rocking and rolling. He's got a triple kill. Burrow Strike comes out as Space Beyond Burrow Strike someone to the high ground. One of the guys moving like Shadow. Epicenter goes off, but they've got themselves the Sentry Ward, which he ended up walking into, going towards that spot, and gets the Ultra kill.
Yeah, really great fight. They finally get the RP off and they kill off the egg, but they basically just, I think they lost the Mirana and almost a +1 straight away at the time they were killing the egg. So this Morphling's kind of going unchecked the whole time. LGD, it feels like they're separating on targets slightly as well. They need to make sure they focus the same heroes at the same time. Because like the Sankin gets this amazing stun onto the Morphling while he's morphed, and so he wouldn't have been able to attribute shift. But, you know, they're trying to kill the DK at the same time towards the end. And he's going to have Daedalus on the Morph relatively soon.
Rocket Barrage with the Veil.
Is he dead? Ooh. Wow.
50 health, just about.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower has fallen.
My waters rise.
3k lead for ASTER ARIES with an Aegis in the hands of Morphling. This could be really bad for LGD.
Dire's courier has been killed.
It's not looking good, is it? Interesting to see the Sankin build so many defensive items as well. It's the Aeon Disc, has the hoods, going BKB next.
Could have had the BKB if you didn't go to this shard. I'm really not certain about this shard.
I just level 25. Wow.
And it has the dismember damage heal.
Is under attack.
Magnus also level 25, having that +1 second on the reverse polarity stun duration, so that RP gonna last that much longer.
Ooh, Minotaur Horn. Great item this game.
Radiant structures are fortified.
For any of their heroes, honestly.
Dire structures are fortified.
So that extra bit of magic immunity would be nice.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Orphan going for a refresher. Oh, got a Daedalus in his hands with the E-Blade Satanic SNY BKB. Trying to take the high ground. Burrow Strike Epicenter coming through onto the Morphling. They're going to pop that first life very quickly. Sunray wasn't enough. They used the Dismember, and now Phoenix was pushed in pretty far. Ooh, he was up into the air. He's got the Spear Vessel on him. Burrow Strike lands. They're landing this. They've got the Snowball save from Yuna with BKB early from nothing to say. BKB looking for the RP, and he'll use it. It's a big whip. So nothing to say. No as the BKB. They'll get that kill onto the Magnus and take him out for 100 seconds. No buyback. In the backlines, though, Phoenix's Aeon Disc waning rift on a 2, so they can't follow that up with a Burrow Strike. They've got the flat cannon, not really outputting a lot of damage. It's only a position 5 gyro. Frost Sigil down and keeping a deterrent on LGD. Another hook missed by Ame as they go for the center racks. They've got themselves the Burrow Strike that lands on 2 with the BKB pop. They've got the dismember, but the snowball save again. That'll go after Innocence. They'll get the kill on the gyros. He lands. No, not yet. He's Jules up into the air. They get the kill to the board from the take out Yuna, and Gyro will somehow survive. Phoenix up into the air one more time. They've got the Rot right on top of him. He'll waning rip, try to leave Silence there. Illusory Orb jauntling over, but Ame with the blink Burrow Strike onto the high ground. Faith Beyond, he's cosplaying Arteezy, and now Phoenix, he won't be able to run as the Rot rots him down and kills him off.
I can't believe they held the high ground by missing it when they missed the RP as well. This Pudge is just standing in the middle of the fight with BKB and doing so much damage.
Ooh, Spell Prism.
Wow.
And there's the Wind Waker for Jinkyu too. Go on.
I think the key thing we should mention there is that they managed to blow up the Morph with his first life before they're like 100% set up and ready. Because like if they get up to the high ground and they don't burst him down and he has 2 lives to play with, the fight looks completely different, right?
Snowball save there as you're watching on the replay. And the RP misses. From there, they kill off Nothing to Say, who was a big part of the early part of this game for LGD, going so well with Ame doing so poorly. And then even without the Magnus, they're able to do so
damage
much.
the Pudge does though in these fights. Like the reduced healing with the Shivas and the Axe is crazy. You doesn't even hit the hook, you should go in.
Blink, Burrow Strike, and another Snowball save, but then the DK.
Tower is under attack.
You can see in this replay, Morphling, yeah, he just gets dismembered. That's really well done by Ame for the targeting. He's got 19 stacks on Flesh Heap.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
4,655 health. They'll continue to chase on that puck, and you know how it goes. End up getting that kill. Overwhelming blink in just 150 gold, and then he's going to go for that shard on this Pudge.
I feel like the overwhelming blink made a big difference last game as well, with like their damage output, right? And it feels like it's going to be the same again. Helping control those fights. They're all sitting under a ward. Are they trying to smoke kill on LGD or something towards their ward?
On LGD?
No, they're not.
ASTER Aries
like
might, but they're under a ward too.
When you see the whole enemy team like this, and this is what ASTER Aries did in the fights before, right? You should really look to try and take advantage of it.
If they just smoke here without dewarding, that's a pretty typical ward spot. And they know Pudge was in that area. Oh, they smoke. Burrow Strike coming in, they're going to go after Yuna. Yuna was a big part of saving this fight in the last one. They go to the RP, they'll get the kill on the Sun. He's kind of rolls Yuna really quickly. Wind Waker up into the air. Phoenix is dead too. That's 3 dead really quickly. Burrow Strike followed up on a Shockwave. Rocket Barrage eats the cheese. Waveform trying to get away with the epicenter being used by Faith Beyond, but they're right on top of the Morphling. There's nothing his DK can do, and with the Burrow Strike, they'll kill off Ulu. Dead for 100 seconds. No buyback.
What wins games, B-Cop?
Vision.
Vision wins games.
I can't believe that they just smoked with that ward right there. That's a very common ward spot.
Yeah, but they're probably thinking, like, when the hell have LGD managed to get here? When would they have ever put a ward down?
But they did see Pudge nearby. Not that that ward was placed at that time, but they saw Pudge in the mid lane pretty deep.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
I can understand them getting caught out by that, the same way that LGD did. Maybe less so with LGD before, but you're probably thinking, you know, we've been taking fights on their side of the map like for so long. When have they ever been able to get a ward down there?
Middle barracks are under attack.
But it's such a gut-wrenching fight for them.
Radiant's middle barracks has fallen. Radiant structures
Mid set gone. Bottom set next.
It's Pudge, man. Empowered. Who's the carry now? TB, where you at? Luna, where you at?
Big carries, you're getting called out right now. Oh, making a statement.
Oh, the kick!
From it! great. He's kicked in, but he's got so much health. 5,455. Yuna ends up dead. Called down inside the base. DK can only just stand there, and he still gets hooked. Waning Rift pushing back 4 as he lands the silence on all those heroes. Oh, he's saving DK in that spot, but they're down 21,000 as the top set of racks in that tier 3 are looking like the target next. They do have the Morphling back up, but no Tusk.
God.
Radiant's top tower.
They're trying to make the move. The Blink, the Dragon Tail coming with BKB Popeye, nothing to say. They've got themselves a dismember onto the DK. So much damage being done. Jiggy gets the kill onto the CK. They'll use the RP. They'll find Ooh, he's there for 99, and that'll be it. LGD secure the 2-0. They will finish off ASTER Aries, and they are on a 2-game winning streak with a 1-position bunch.
Wow, what a game. I mean, it looks like LGD were cruising, right, in these early stages, and then all of a sudden, you know, ASTER Aries come back in with an amazing couple of fights. They make one bad high ground push fight, and they take another one because of that LGD ward that we just saw. The game just flips on its head completely. You saw the graph.
That just completely took a dumpster down. And I mean, that was really good from LGD. I think there were things that you could really be happy about from